A Lincoln, a Pioneer Tale starts this week at Lincoln Amphitheatre in Lincoln City, Indiana. Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is the Public Relations Director for Lincoln Amphitheatre, and that is Brandi Weyer. Brandi, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, we're always glad to have you back, and you just completed a couple of shows.
Yes.
But we're getting ready for what I guess most people think of Lincoln Amphitheatre for, and that is the summer shows that you're going to have, and it's all going to be A Lincoln, a Pioneer Tale.
Yes, our first theatrical performance that we're doing for the 2013 season is A Lincoln, a Pioneer Tale, which is our signature piece. It's about Lincoln's Indiana boyhood years. You know, he lived in Indiana in Spencer County from the time he was 7 until he was 21, so we tell those stories in musical, song, and dance.
So does this have anything to do with him after his time here, or this is really a mix of all of that?
It's a mix of all of it. You'll still see a juxtaposition between his Indiana years and his presidency, but it's a linear storytelling of chronological order. As you'll go into his, it actually starts off in his presidency as he and his two sons Willie and Tad are talking about his Indiana boyhood years, and President Lincoln is the narrator of the play. And then it goes into the stories of his boyhood. You'll also see him give the Gettysburg Address, and there's a huge Civil War Gettysburg battle scene, which is the 150th anniversary for the Gettysburg battle in July. And you'll also see, he lost both his mother and his sister in Indiana. You'll see him take a flatboat trip, one of his flatboat trips to New Orleans, which he's experienced his first slave auction. And, you'll see that young, awkward love that he encountered and him reading by candlelight. So all the favorite Indiana tales are in this production.
Okay, and this is not a drama.
Right.
This is a musical.
Yes.
How many musical pieces are there?
It's an original score of 10 songs, which they have reprises and there's mixes of the other songs come back, so it's not just 10. There's more, but just the original set is 10 songs. And it's very catchy. I mean, they're practicing right now, and let me tell y'all, I'm getting the songs back stuck in my head, and they're very catchy. We actually sell the CD, so when guests come to the amphitheater, they can come and purchase the CD or buy it online at in our online shop as well. Okay,
and the show is going to start this Wednesday, and will run all the way really through June.
Yes.
Let's talk about the show dates, because I know they're pretty consistent. However, there's some special days.
Yes. We actually kick off our season this Friday, June 7th, and it will run Wednesday through Saturday evenings, June 7th through June 29th until the 29th. And then again, we have 2 matinee performances, one on Sunday, June 16th, and then another one on Wednesday, June 26th. But we do have 2 performances on June 26th. Morning and an evening performance, or an afternoon and an evening performance.
And the tickets are on sale now online, correct?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, you can
but
buy
you
them
don't
online
have to
in
buy
the box
them
office.
in advance, do you?
No, you don't. If you're not interested in the meal option, you're more than welcome to walk up the day of. We do encourage reservations, just given we do get a lot of walk-ups, and then you don't have to wait in line as long as well.
Okay, now you mentioned a meal, and the meal is an option.
Yes.
I know Wednesday, which is tomorrow, it's too late to get that meal ticket. How far in advance, and how do you reserve a ticket for the meal?
At least 3 days in advance, we ask for reservations for the meal. It's a fried chicken, roast beef, mashed potatoes, green beans, and corn meal, and it comes with slaw and tea and lemonade to drink as well for an additional cost. Just 3 days in advance, so if you can't make it to this Friday opening night, but for all the other productions, you're more than welcome to purchase the meal too.
Okay, and do you call, or can you do that online? What's easiest?
You can do both. You can call us at 800-264-4223, or you may go online at lincolnamphitheatre.org as well.
Okay, and the phone number again, because you went through that pretty fast.
800-264-4223, which is for Abe. Or you may go online at Lincoln Amphitheatre, which is R-E, we are the highbrowspelling.org to remember.
Or the Old English spelling,
Yes,
I guess.
the Old English spelling.
And the meal is served under a tent out in the parking lot area?
It's actually next to the box office, so it's up on the hill where the amphitheater sits.
Right, okay. Is there entertainment prior to the show?
There's not as much entertainment prior to the show. We actually still have the exhibit, so there's a mini museum about Lincoln's years from Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois into his presidency, and it ends with his assassination as well, the history of his assassination. And there's also, we have the merchandise gift shop as well, so you can purchase your CD. We have a Lincoln bicentennial prints still on sale as well, along with other merchandise items. And then, of course, we have a full-service concession stand that can be visited before the show and during intermission.
And I know that Lincoln Amphitheatre is inside of Lincoln State Park.
Yes.
So you'll need to come through the Lincoln State Park gate.
Yes.
How does that work?
Whenever you go to the gatehouse, just tell the attendant that you're here to see the show, and they'll wave you on through, so that your gate fee is actually already included into your ticket price.
Okay. Now, how is the Lincoln Amphitheatre funded?
It is funded 3 parts. We're a third state funding, we're a third ticket sales, and then we're a third fundraising. So our operating budget is roughly $600,000 a year. So therefore, it's about $200,000, $200,000, $200,000 makes up our operating budget.
Because I think a lot of times people think you are only funded by the state, or
Yes.
people think it's only funded by tickets.
Yes.
And I don't think we realize so much that you have to do fundraising
Yes.
for a third of that.
Yes.
And some of the fundraising events that you do would be CD sales, things like that, right? But
Yes, and we send out letters, and we have sponsors, and we, of course, we encourage and do phone calls. We do all the fundraising that many nonprofits also partake in as well.
okay. Now, for the actors who are part of this show, where do most of them come from?
A third of the cast and crew are from the local community. Many are actually from Jasper itself, the city of Jasper. And we have from Spencer County to all the way to Mount Carmel to Evansville area. And then we have the other remaining 2/3 actually still comes from the Midwest, other parts of Indiana. Many come from Ohio and Kentucky, and some in Illinois. So it's actually the Abraham Lincoln states plus Ohio is where many of our actors come from.
Now, I know the main character
Yes.
is obviously Abe Lincoln.
Yes.
Who plays that part?
Dean Jarrell, he is
Yes.
from Washington, Indiana, and I think he's a very familiar face around the local community as President Lincoln, and he does a wonderful job portraying President Lincoln. And he did the world premiere last year, and he's back again to do President Lincoln again, too.
And who are some of the other main characters?
Spencer Smith, he'll be back as Teen Abe, and he is from Ohio originally. Some of the other main characters include Alan Grigsby is played by Tyler Smith, which he is from Pike County. Nancy Hanks is played by Jasmine Ruckriegel, which she's from Jasper. And Blackjack Shellac, which he's a character that it's a nice fictitious scene that we have in the play about Lincoln's trip to New Orleans, and that's played by Shane Denny, which he's also too from Jasper.
Okay. Now, what is your favorite scene in A Lincoln, A Pioneer Tale?
My favorite scene, that's a tough
Yeah.
one. I really do like the Blackjack Shellac scene. It's a nice, fun, and uplifting, and entertaining scene where you see Abe, it's fun and entertaining, and you laugh, but there's a moral to it that you see that how Abraham Lincoln was a very ethical and moral, honest person is what you get from that scene. But I also enjoy I'm going to say I enjoy, but the way that the burial scenes are directed, it's very moving because you see the juxtaposition of his presidency and him losing his sister. So so they're burying them at the same time, and you get that reflection of his feelings that he felt from the time when he was a boy in Indiana to the feelings he had as a president losing his son. It's very emotional and moving, but just that scene is breathtaking in itself. Just how it's directed, I really. That gets me every time, as if I hit, for lack of better words.
Well, that really helps for people to understand. It's going to be it's a great show.
Yes,
it is a very
yes.
good show, and it starts again this Wednesday, and we'll run Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, a few matinees.
Yes.
And then it'll end on June 29th.
Yes.
So you better go now.
Yes.
You got 1 month to see the show.
Exactly.
All right, Brandi, and once again, they can get tickets by calling.
Calling us at 800-264-4ABE. That's 4223. Or visit us online at lincolnamphitheatre.org.
All right, our guest has been Brandi Weyer. She's the Public Relations Director for the Lincoln Amphitheatre. A Lincoln, A Pioneer Tale starts this Wednesday. Make sure you see it sometime this June. Thank you for joining us in the studio, and thank you for watching WJTS. We are local people watching local people.